Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. It's another Bash the Bigots week. Coming up, a nightmare for Cameroon's anti-queer president. First though, the homophobic knuckle-draggers who accidentally raised thousands of dollars for an LGBTQ+ anti-bullying charity. They made fun of gay waiter Noah Bierig, who was serving them in a restaurant in Kansas in the US, and instead of leaving a tip, they wrote a homophobic insult on the receipt, which made him cry. But after a photo of it went viral, allies left tips for the 19-year-old online, which he donated to queer youth charity Glisten.
They talk to a lot of the LGBTQ+ kids in school, and if they're getting bullied, then they'll go to help them. It's a really incredible organization. I honestly wish that, I knew something like that was around when I was still in high school, because I'm sure that would have helped, and I know a lot of kids that also would have helped.
Thanks to Cake News. His restaurant, Bubba's 33, matched the money raised. One of the homophobes later apologised to Noah, but only after he was identified on socials and torn a new one.
Pride Daily.
Next, an anti-queer priest was cancelled by the Pope. This is the former Pope Francis, who died just after meeting America's vice president. It's what we call the J.D. Vance effect. Anyway, Carlo Maria Vigiano had been publicly slating his boss for years, including when he called him a servant of Satan, which is surely a heavy metal band. The Archbishop was very against attempts by Pope Francis to be more inclusive, and he ended up kicked to the curb.
Pride Daily.
And this is awkward. Paul Biya is the president of Cameroon, a country where being gay or transgender gets you locked up, and his daughter Brenda only went and came out as a lesbian, no less. She posted a photo showing her kissing another woman, said she was crazy about her and wanted the world to know. Since speaking her truth, Brenda's disowned Daddy Paul, who's taken a dump all over the country's LGBTQ+ rights, metaphorically speaking.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Bash the Bigots week continues. Coming up, some extremist rainbow earrings. First though, a school teacher who outed a transgender pupil quickly became an ex-school teacher. Camilla Hanan from Manchester in the UK admitted doing this on social media. She also posted lots of transphobic comments and mocked rules at a school for protecting trans and non-binary pupils. Author and activist Jamie Rains spells out, literally, why being transgender can be exhausting.
Yeah, I'm trans, terribly tired, really tired, absolutely tired, not identifying with my gender assigned at birth. Also, I'm tired, super tired of all of this transphobia. That's why trans people are exhausted all the time, because of the transphobia.
Hanan's misconduct hearing found she had a lack of tolerance and respect for the rights and beliefs of others. She's been barred from the profession indefinitely. A sad loss.
Pride Daily.
Next, American National Football League player and bigoted moron, Harrison Butker. The 30-year-old Catholic used a speech to gob off about the tyranny of diversity and inclusion, the deadly sins of pride, and blah 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 blah, the Bible. A petition to have him fired by the Kansas City Chiefs topped 260,000 signatures.
Pride Daily.
And I'm not saying Vladimir Putin's made Russia so anti-queer it feels like he's in denial about something, but a woman there was jailed for 5 days because of her rainbow earrings. She was convicted of displaying the symbol of an extremist organisation, the non-existent international LGBT movements designated as extremist by Putin, who we do hope kept the receipt for his Botox.
Queer Family Podcast.
If you've ever felt like your family didn't fit the traditional mold, this show is for you. I'm Jamie, host of the Queer Family Podcast. And every week we highlight LGBTQIA+ families and the beautiful, unique ways we build and show up for our families in a world that wasn't designed for us. We celebrate, highlight, uplift, and normalize queer families because our stories deserve center stage. New episodes every Monday. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Love is love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath, continuing Bash the Bigots week. Coming up, sounds like Christian Concern are projecting. First though, a very anti-LGBTQ+ lawmaker in America and claims of his fondness for transgender pornography. Former North Carolina Republican Governor Mark Robinson denied a report from CNN in 2024. He was posting about this on an adult website a decade earlier. Surely couldn't be true though, because that would make the evangelical Christian a big ol' hypocrite. Especially when he was regularly spouting this kind of hate.
Ain't nothing but men and women. If there's a movement in this country that is demonic and that is full of the spirit of Antichrist, it is the transgender movement. You ain't changed what God put in you, that DNA.
Thanks to CBS 17, I do worry about his blood pressure. Actually, no I don't. A few months ago, Robinson did admit to posting comments on a porn site. It's also alleged he referred to himself as a black Nazi.
Pride Daily.
Next, a group of Polish football fans were banned from a stadium in Warsaw after waving an anti-queer banner during a match. It said the Kazimierz Sosnkowski Stadium was an LGBT-free zone. The fans got 2-year bans from Polonia Warszawa, which the club said sent out a clear message, and now it's a knuckle-dragger-free zone.
Pride Daily.
And the religious group Christian Concern labelled pride flags ugly and divisive, just like Christian Concern. Due to the lack of anything better to do, it launched a petition against them being displayed in London's Regent Street for Pride Month. Bedwetters from the organisation, which hates queer people, also called the flags offensive and deeply inappropriate, much like the behaviour of some Christian priests.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Bash the Bigots week continues. Coming up, outrage over queer animals. First though, how best to deal with anti-trans simpletons, envelop them in ABBA and the Benga Boys. Only a few members of Women Will Speak showed up for a demonstration in Australia. They were vastly outnumbered by trans queer solidarity protesters who brought the sound system and some excellent music choices. Unfortunately, Women Will Speak co-founder and bedwetter Michelle Uriaru could just about be heard.
Humans cannot change sex. Men can never be women. No child is born in the wrong body.
The demo was outside Parliament House in Melbourne, and it would be remiss not to give you a snatch of the Benga Boys from someone else's speech.
Having raised 2 sons and 5 grandchildren for 4 years now, they cut me out. They don't speak to me because I'm a TERF, because I'm a bigot.
I mean, I admire a candour. The playlist also included Aqua and the Communards.
Pride Daily.
Next, a well-deserved 4-match ban for the football player who covered up anti-homophobia messages on his kit. Monaco midfielder Mohamed Kamara obscured them with tape during a game. The 24-year-old also refused to be in a photo with his teammates supporting the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia and Transphobia. I think he just needs a cuddle. Come on, Mohamed, come to daddy.
Pride Daily.
And we'll finish with some knuckle-dragging right-wing snowflakes foaming at the mouth after finding out some animals are LGBTQ+. Oh my giddy aunt. They were triggered by a documentary called Queer Planet, featuring bisexual lines, gay elephants touching each other's trunks, and sex-changing clownfish. Won't bore you with the comments the boneheads spewed forth, because life's too short. Fair to say they can be summarised as we're a basket of deplorables.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. It's the final day of Bash the Bigots week. Coming up, Barbara Bush. First though, the pitiful protesters with guns and swastika banners who tried to disrupt a Pride event in the US. Police in Ohio managed to keep these bozos at a distance, but they could still be heard chanting hate including stuff about queer people being paedophiles. All the classics. Nathan Stover was at the Pride in Grove City Festival and told ABC6, bedwetting boneheads never win.
The LGBTQ community is it's all about love and acceptance and peace, and it was just not something that we were expecting. They can show up all they want, but love has a greater energy than hate does.
All the protesters had their faces covered, which is probably for the best. Ugly on the inside, ugly on the outside. They spent about 20 minutes spewing their bile before heading off, presumably to their goose-stepping classes.
Pride Daily.
Next, the anti-LGBTQ plus bleatings of a German pastor left him €5,000 out of pocket. Olaf Latzel called homosexuality degenerative and demonic and referred to the homo lobby, which sounds like a nightclub. He was ordered to pay the money to a queer support group. Marvellous. Latzel apologised for what he labelled a linguistic slip-up. Hopefully he'll slip up next time he's crossing the road.
Pride Daily.
And Barbara Bush, the French lesbian DJ, carried the Olympic torch in Paris. Very much an act of defiance after all the bigoted hate she got for being part of what was seen as a drag parody of The Last Supper at the Olympics opening ceremony. Just before she carried the torch at a music event, Barbara insisted she chooses not to be afraid to exist in the public space. Help shape the future of Pride Daily by filling in our survey. A link's in the show notes. That's your lot. We're back to normal with all your top LGBTQ+ stories next week.